If your incense cone keeps dying, smells like a campfire, or you've just been staring at it wondering what you're doing wrong, this is for you. Most people light these exactly like a candle and wonder why it doesn't work. Knowing the proper techniques can completely change your experience. Wait, which cone do you have? Before anything else, flip your cone upside down. Do you see a tiny hole at the bottom? If yes, that's a backflow cone. It's designed to produce the waterfall smoke effect you keep seeing online. The smoke flows downward through the hollow tunnel in the center. Regular cones have no hole, and the smoke goes up. The two look almost identical, but they need different burners and behave completely differently. Now, everything else I discuss moving forward is about regular cones. You've probably come across advice that says hold the flame for 5 to 10 seconds, but I think that's not enough, especially for wider cones. You need a full 10 to 15 seconds of flame on the tip before you blow it out, because the ember needs to be hot enough to sustain its own burn all the way through. You will see the tip glowing orange when it's ready. Once it does, blow it out gently. Watch for a steady thread of smoke with no flame. That's what a properly lit cone looks like. And here are a few things you may not have heard about the burner. You need something heat resistant, like ceramic, metal, or stone. If you don't have a holder, fill a small bowl with sand, since this also catches ash, and actually comes in handy when you need to snuff the cone out. Oh, and keep the burner away from direct fan or AC airflow, because a strong draft kills the embers almost instantly. Also, open a window so that there's enough airflow for the scent to actually move. I used to assume that using 2 cones at a go would make it smell better, but I was wrong. I was actually experiencing fragrance fatigue, where your nose just stops registering the scent past a certain point. I later realized that 1 cone is enough. Also, clean your burner regularly. Ash and oily residue build up over time on the surface where the cone sits. If that residue blocks the base of the cone, it cuts off airflow and the ember dies. A quick wipe between burns keeps this from being an issue. So, how do you actually stop burning an incense cone? If you need to put it out early, press the glowing tip gently into your bowl of sand or salt to cut the oxygen. Then wait for it to cool completely before you touch or toss anything. Ash stays hot longer than you'd think. Also, avoid using water on your burner since it can crack the ceramic. Regular cones are meant to burn all the way through in one go. Relighting a half-burnt one is fine, but it won't be as clean. And if you're wondering why it smells like smoke and not the actual scent, it's probably the quality or environment. Cheap cones use synthetic fragrance and a binder called gum arabic. Gum arabic has its own strong smell when it burns. That harsh, almost chemical smoke you may experience is actually the binder, not the incense itself. So choose better quality cones that use natural ingredients with less binder so the actual scent comes through. Also, the scent shifts as the cone burns. The first few minutes are sharper, almost bright. As it burns lower, it gets deeper and softer. A standard cone burns for 15 to 25 minutes, and the scent lingers for a while afterwards. Lastly, if your cone keeps dying despite lighting it correctly, it's probably damp. Incense cones absorb humidity from the air, and a damp one won't sustain a burn, no matter how long you hold the flame on it. So if your cones have been sitting in a humid room or bathroom, leave them out in a dry spot for a few hours before trying again. Store them in an airtight container or resealable bag when you are not using them. And if you are looking for quality incense cones, check out this collection here.